We live in the most gormless, flat-brained timeline imaginable. So the streamer awards, or whatever they're called, happened, I'm guessing, a few days ago. I really don't keep up with it or anything like that, because at the end of the day, it's all just self-servicing slop. And if I want a moment to say, before I go any further, that while I did actually write a script for this for once, it's a complete mess that has as much thought put into it as the streamer awards themselves, or lack thereof. So I've heard. Keep in mind that I've done practically no research on this, and it's just meant to be me expressing my annoyance more than some well thought out deep dive on this type of shit. So, from what I understand, about a month ago, this guy who fired up his computer, hopped on Skype, and used some annoying orange adjacent peanut filter, decided to stream, and rose to prominence out of nowhere over the course of about a month. His name is Burnt Peanut, and like an industry plant, no pun intended, he rockets popularity by streaming, and big surprise on this, a fucking extraction shooter, Arc Raiders. Super original, I know. I personally own Arc Raiders because I buckle under peer pressure, and character customization is my Achilles heel, even though character customization this is not that great. Kind of reminded me of The Division also. Overall, in my opinion, it's a mid game, not great, not terrible. I'm also not really a fan of games that use robots as enemies because I think that robots are boring to fight. And no, I'm not just saying that because I'm an android. I think out of the probably 3 or 4 looter shooters I've dared to touch, the one I've enjoyed the most is Marauders, and it's now some half-rotted corpse in a ditch somewhere. Back on topic. This guy shows up out of nowhere, and then he wins the VTuber award, the streamer awards, or whatever. And the reactions are about what you expect. Corporate VTubers and VTubers who are trying to do the whole good sports shtick are congratulating him on getting this glorified pat on the back. Then you got the indie VTubers who are complaining about it, and the people who are retorting with either nonchalant replies or saying the equivalent of skill issue, like some wannabe edgy Redditors. And of course, you got washed up has-beens who are the equivalent of some dude in their late 60s watching cable television with this glazed over look in their eyes and a slack-jawed expression like that French-Canadian Popeye impersonator XQC trying to give their dog shit take on the situation like their opinion matters. Not that my opinion matters either, but I don't have a legion of brain-blended iPad babies at my beck and call. By the way, XQC is the biggest hater of VTubers, from what I can make out with the words his brain can form between unintelligible free-cod speak. From what I gather, the Burnt Peanut guy doesn't consider himself a VTuber and doesn't even like VTubers, which is funny considering that the people who defend him say he is indeed a VTuber, which makes it even more funny for someone who doesn't like VTubers to try and emulate them. I watched a couple of Burnt Peanut's funniest moments videos to get a grasp of what people lose their minds over, and I'm just not seeing it.
Watch my 6.
I'm watching it.
You're stinky and you're ugly. Oh, he didn't like that.
He's so silly. He's so silly. He's so funny and silly.
I shouldn't have said that to him. I shouldn't have said that to him. I'm very offended by that.
It's a 3D peanut model with what's essentially the big eyes and big mouth Snapchat lens with a musical chairs piece of headwear that changes for the reason of what I can only assume is to keep the attention of the people born in the friggin' last half of the 2000s who watch his stream that were raised by iPads and terrible parenting. Something something unk skull, something something old ass. Okay, I get it.
Wow. Wow.
Hey. Oh, man, you're all flesh-colored. How much thalidomide did your mom take?
You can tell he's just a goofy, funny guy that isn't taking his streaming seriously because his model is just a peanut. Ha ha, he's so whimsical and chaotic because he stares to the side and then turns to stare at the screen with a slightly agape mouth anytime something happens. He's literally just every other dime a dozen streamer that's grown to some sort of popularity, but he stands out slightly more because of the way he presents himself. That way of presenting himself being the streamer equivalent of setting out a woodblock assortment of Love Laugh toaster bath or some stupid quirky shit like that. The only reason why I know of his existence to begin with is because one of my small circle of friends has been hyperfixating on him because he streams Arc, which they're also hyperfixated on. So when they're not yapping about Arc, they're yapping about Burnt Peanut, which gives me exposure fatigue, and in turn I started disliking the guy. I'll try to wrap this up. This whole thing is just another in what seems like a yearly uproar about something that I have to hear about for the next week to several weeks. I think both sides of this is fucking stupid. The Peanut side of thing is dumb because it's your typical, I hate VTubers for XYZ reason, and the VTuber side of things is also dumb because now I have to see reposts about it because I'm in that sphere, And the people who aren't upset about it, for whatever reason, are being little good sport twinks that say, congratulations, either because they don't have a backbone, or they're obligated to say something nice, or they say something at all, because they're on a corporate leash. Personally, I've taken a break from all this VTubing because gaining an audience is a Sisyphean task in this oversaturated sphere, and if you're not in the right place or the right time, or you don't have some kind of endearing quirk, or you should have taken a job as a comedian instead of a VTuber, or you have a fat fucking rack on your avatar, you're shit out of luck. On top of me just being busy with college and feeling a long-standing burnout on streaming regularly. Alright, well, there's my little fucking rant. I'll see you guys again either when I feel like uploading something, or I find something else to bitch about. See you.